Well, we know both of them are playing well, having each won a title so far this season, so let's see what they serve up for us here this afternoon. Joe Perry to break in frame one. Another Joe alongside me, Joe Johnson.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Sit down, please.
Yes, the two men in form. John Higgins probably played as well as I've seen him playing in winning that Bulgaria event. Beating Neil Robertson in the final. Had to play well because Neil Robertson was playing well. He's got a new cue. And not taking any chances with Joe Perry. Could have took that long red on.
Well, certainly against Deng, he played like a man full of confidence. It was a superb performance that in the last 32. And he followed it up with the win over Dave Gilbert yesterday. 5-2. He's only beaten Higgins once in 6 meetings. That was in the Premier League, 2008. But that was one table television match, so can't just be dismissed.
Attempted the double, but keeping that cue ball in baulk, just in case. Just coming round to see if there's a red available if he takes the brown on. Nothing available, so just attempting to play the snooker, and I'm not sure if he's got it. Yep, he's got it. Yes, I thought he would play this red just below the white. Chance of getting the cue ball dead on the cushion behind the green, playing it this way. Well, he caught it much too thin, the safety. A little unfortunate for it to go into the pocket. Doesn't appear to be anything left, but he's looking at the possibility of a plant there to the left corner. Well, it wasn't a good safety, and he's been rather fortunate not to have left the red over the left corner, although this one to the right corner is available. Should be able to miss the black with a little bit of right hand side on the cue ball. So the first chance, real chance, goes to John Higgins. He should pot this one. Just looked at the black spot to see if the black will spot again if he pots it. If not, then maybe go up for the blue.
So he's in. John Higgins, so hard to beat. He's got the best B game in snooker, and when he's on his A game, he's pretty much unbeatable. Hasn't played his best this week because he hasn't had to. It's not to say he won't, though. He's made a 138 break. That's the joint highest with David Morris's effort of the same amount. And a lot of people have sort of said about the season that he had wasn't great. Well, he won a ranking event, the Shanghai Masters. He won a PTC, he was runner-up in another one. It was just towards the end where things tailed off a bit. In the last 3 events, he lost his first round match in each of them, so it was a poor end to the season. But obviously he's been working since the championship because he started so well in Bulgaria. He's got the new cue. And he looks very determined.
Yes, he looks very sharp.
In fact, all through his career, he's had peaks and troughs like a lot of players, but for Higgins, they tend to last several months. Wasn't happy with that one.
No, he didn't intend the kiss on the red. 22. Just didn't get enough left-hand side on the cue ball. Right, still cuttable, this red to the left corner. The cue ball's colliding into the other reds. He doesn't like it, so he's playing the safety.
John Higgins, 22.
Yes, he once went 3 years, Higgins, without winning a ranking event, and let's not forget he went 9 years between winning his first world title and his second. Of course, he's now won 4. But he's also had spells where he's just reeled off title after title. I remember one season he won the first 3 titles of the season. 2001 that was, I think.
Yes, and he's great at picking those reds off. And he's on the green.
Second chance then for the Scot.
Bye.
Still not straightforward, this though. Got a couple of loose reds there. One towards the middle pocket.
Check.
But after that, needs some attention. And he might just play it this time round. The red directly above the black. If he plays the cannon to that red, that really opens things up. Played for the loose one.
20.
54 the lead, still 7 reds on.
7.
Just had a look at the possibility of a plant there.
A.
Yeah, just got hold of it too much.
33.
And that looks like end of break.
John Higgins, 33.
Trying to put the red on the cushion.
Well, he's got it close enough to make it difficult. So that's giving him some insurance in case Joe Perry does get back to the table. Hasn't played that one well though. He's caught 1 or 2 of his safety shots a little too thin, Joe Perry.
So the red goes in, the black will put him 68 in front with 67 on. No great surprise then that he's having the white cleaned. He looks very sharp already, doesn't he?
A.
Well, thankfully the phone didn't go off as he was down on the black. It went off just after he potted it. Otherwise someone might have got a bit of a stare from the Wishaw man.
Well, that's a very good pot, and that seals Joe Perry's fate in this frame.
Yes, Perry's playing really well at the moment, but so's this man, that's the point. And when John Higgins plays anywhere close to his best, he's very, very difficult to beat. Just like Ronnie O'Sullivan. I know you can say that about any player. If they play their best, they're difficult to beat. But the likes of Higgins and O'Sullivan have produced snooker from the gods down the years when they've been playing at their best. They've won, between them, they've won 6 of the last 7 World Championships. Higgins has seen his old friend and rival overtake him in terms of world titles. Of course, Ronnie's on 5 now. But clearly this man isn't finished yet either when it comes to winning titles.
Delightful shot. And a little left-hander.
Yeah, you might have to work on that one, John, a bit. I think Ronnie's still better at the old left-handed shots, but the frame, of course, well and truly won. So John Higgins has made a good start. Joe Perry didn't pot a ball in that frame. Higgins leads the quarter-final 1-0. It's 1-0 to John Higgins. This is frame 2 getting underway. First of 5 to reach the semi-finals. One of their previous 6 meetings was here in China. In fact, it was the first time they played the 2006 China Open quarter-finals. Higgins won that one 5-2.
Well, once again, he catches it a little too thin. That's safety. There's a red at the back of the pack there. And we'll go to the left corner. It's a real thin one, but a half chance nevertheless. Risky to take the red on. Trying to get the cue ball in behind the brown. He succeeded in pushing a red towards that corner. He'll have to get this one, John. Cue ball going into the reds. Well, not if you hit it that thin. Well, that's more like it. Okay, he's left a red to the right corner. And the cue ball closer to the cushion makes this shot that much more difficult. Cue ball going into the reds again.
One.
A little unfortunate, although he might just be able to play the snooker behind the brown, coming off two cushions.
Brown 4. Throw and miss. John Higgins.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Joe Perry 4.
I'm surprised they missed the brown completely. I don't think Joe Perry will put it back. He knows that's a gettable shot, the snooker.
One.
Certainly beat some good players to win that title last week. James Watanabe, Robert Milkins, Chow Yu-peng, Alan McManus and Mark Selby. So although it was a little below the radar, it wasn't on television over in Europe. It was a fine performance, that.
Well, he couldn't have picked it up and placed it any better. Not sure if the black goes to the left corner. If it doesn't, he'd be moving up towards the blue or pink.
6.
A little hard. Well, that's another very good pot with the rest, and perfectly onto this red, just above the black.
11.
Joe Perry 20th in the world rankings as he comes into this event. Looking to try and get back into the top 16. Obviously all the points that he's building up here are going to help him in that cause. In fact, he's up to 19 already, with the points factored in. It's worth saying not every ranking event has the flat structure. There's 3 that have the old structure: Shanghai, Australia and the World Championship. So if you're in the top 16, obviously you're seeded through to all of those, and you get in the Masters as well.
That cue ball just stuck there. I expected it to run through another 3 or 4 inches. It's still cuttable, this black, but it's a real thin one. He should be able to play the cannon to the red near the cue ball. Excellent recovery shot. These two are playing super snooker.
34. Fine.
He's just left that the wrong side of the pink. Difficult to get onto that red now, just below the pink spot. And that's about as good as it could get.
47.
Had he been the right side of the pink, just run it in and take the red to the right corner. And that was the problem.
47.
Always a lot harder playing those reds into the middle pocket. Be careful of the double kiss, and that's what he's afraid of. Also doesn't want to push that red over the right corner. Well, he sent the red towards that right corner, but Joe Berry can't see it. Worth taking on this red. Nicely played. And left a nice angle on the blue to come in and out of baulk. The yellow not on its spot, so that shouldn't trouble him. He's got too much side on it. He's not on anything.
6.
He's not safe yet. 56 points in front. That's what he's faced with. No easy way to play safe, to get that cue ball back to baulk. If he plays in behind the black, he's in trouble next shot. He's got to try and hide that loose red.
Joe Berry, 6.
Hasn't managed to do it. Well, if Higgins can get this cue ball dead on the cushion, he could have Joe Berry in trouble. Not enough screw or side on it. Well, he tried to pop the red, obviously, but he also tried to get that cue ball dead on the cushion behind the black. He's left a chance at this red, either in the corner or the middle. Wasn't far away. Very dangerous to take the red onto the baulk corner. That was the one. That's put John in trouble. Needs some thinking about this one. The jaws of the green pocket is the only place really he could play the cue ball to. Well, he went for the pot. Didn't realise he could see that red, and it wasn't a bad attempt. And he's put John Perry under a lot of pressure on this shot. Look at the balls. If he does miss. Plenty of pressure on this one. And he got a kick as well. So unfortunate.
Well, it's out of his hands now. We've seen John Higgins make plenty of clearances, of course, over the years. Made one of the finest I've ever seen in the Masters final 2006 to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan on the final black 10-9 in front of the baying crowd at the old conference centre. In fact, that was the last match ever played there before they knocked it down. Fitting finale.
Yes, I know it's a long way ahead, but Joe Perry will be sat in his chair hoping that the yellow comes to save him.
Yeah, it's a little like the frame we saw this morning, Neil Robertson and Chow Yu-peng, where the other side of the other end of the table, the black was just off the cushion. Final black, which Robertson eventually missed it because it just pulled away from the pocket.
Ciao. Thirteen. Eighteen. 19.
A little heavy. Wanted to be straight on this pink. Don't think he can hold for the red over the middle now.
Five. Why, please?
Well, they should turn that ringtone up a bit. They can't hear it outside, although they very nearly can.
Well,
26.
Whether it was the ringtone or not, he's out of position. Now what does he play? It's the black. Got to get this one. Oh yes, terrific shot. And a generous round of applause, deservedly so. Oh,
wow.
Well, would you believe it? And he didn't get onto the blue as he would have liked. What a gift for Joe Perry.
Fancy him to get this one.
Yeah, these are my favourites too.
And the blue means he doesn't need the yellow in terms of putting the frame safe. He will be 29 in front with 27 on. He's relieved. He'd like this to go in though, obviously. It's only one snooker.
Well, John Higgins will be deeply disappointed at missing that red.
Joker 8.
2 snookers needed. Certainly not beyond him. But we've seen again there, these pockets could not be described as generous.
He got the line of the shot just a little too hard. Can he get between the gap? Apparently not. He's coming off the cushion. Well, it would have been a free ball had he missed it.
He's always had a great all-round knowledge, John Higgins. He always knows the right shot. Of course, it doesn't mean it's always going to come off, but it does make this little scenario for Perry quite dangerous.
Well, that would have been the end of things.
Well, I'm just wondering, if he potted green, brown and blue, he would need one snooker to tie on the pink.
Three.
Well, we'll soon see if he's got that same plan. And he has.
7.
Very often with just pink and black on, your first chance is the best chance you'll get to lay the snooker.
12. John Higgins.
Well, that's a snooker. It shouldn't be difficult to hit, but we've seen them miss before.
Please.
Well, now where the black is, it's going to be very difficult to lay a good snooker. Well, chance to put this frame beyond doubt now.
Six. John.
Yeah, he'll be relieved. Will Joe Perry. So it's honours even. Cracking pot. Just wants the white to hold up.
Just. Now it's just a matter of whether he plays for the loose ones or goes into them. He's into them. Where's that red? It stayed out, but can he get to it? I don't think he can.
There's one to the right centre. It's slightly awkward queuing to get to the cue ball. Well, he's looking at this one. No problem.
Well, he deserved to pot one after the brown. And this is a good chance now.
He's already had 7 centuries this season, which has only just begun, really. Made 2 maximums last season to take his total tally up to 7. He's got some cufflinks from World Snooker at the awards do for that, all the 147 makers. Of course, there are many these days, that's what they get. Of course, they also get the prize money that they won at the time. It's up to £30,000 in this tournament on the rolling bonus for a maximum. And that means that if no one gets one when the players go to Australia next month, it'll be up to 35,000. Plus the cufflinks.
Well, that shot has certainly opened things up now. All these reds go. Up until that shot, they were all covering one another. Could play a little cannon to the 2 reds above the black and to the left of it.
Certainly looking a lot better than he did at the World Championship. He seemed to get very flustered in that match against Mark Davis, which of course he did lose 10-6. But signs already this season that he's back to his old self. Of course, the victory in Bulgaria beat Ronnie O'Sullivan and Neil Robertson there.
Delightful little cannon. That's developed those 3 reds.
So just needs to keep going for a few more pots here to get the frame one. Red in colour required.
Well, this could be tricky. If the pink doesn't spot, it goes behind the white and he would have been out of position, but fortunately it does spot.
Deng Shihao has just gone on John Higgins' Christmas card list.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's just taken him off.
Well, I'm sure he put the measure on the spot, didn't he? Well, would you believe it? 64 points in front, but still plenty left on the table. Tough pot this to the middle if he decides to take it on, and he is doing. Oh yes, what a great pot. And just needs this black now. Well, Neil Robertson did something similar in the match previous. When the going got tough, he really buckled down and pulled out some really good shots. Well, that was another great player there, pulling out that difficult pot to the middle, which has won him this frame.
Yeah, and a couple of months back, that little scenario there with the pink, that could have done his head in, but he knows he's playing well, feels really confident, and terrific red that he got, and the frame is his. Of course, all the other players are going to have something to say, but we're kind of heading towards another Higgins-Robertson final, by the looks of things. Robert Milkins is standing in the way of Neil in the semis. Joe Perry, Matthew Stevens, David Morris, of course, in this half, standing in John Higgins' way. But at the moment, put it this way, if I was going to put money on it, which I'm not, but if I was, that would be the final that I would predict.
I don't think there'll be many people that disagreed with you.
I bet there will. There usually is.
89.
Now then, he's up to 96 here. He was 43 on, so he can just beat the high break, which is 138. He holds that at the moment with Davy Morris.
97.
Ah,
97.
that was a surprise. So the break ends at 97. So frame 4, John Higgins to break, leading 2-1. Looking for his 26th world ranking title here this weekend. He's level on 25 with Ronnie O'Sullivan. Stephen Hendry, of course, has retired. He's out front on 36. Steve Davis, second place on 28.
Yes, that cue ball not close enough to the baulk cushion. And a good pot by Joe Perry. Couple of reds. That will go to both corners. Plus that one by the looks of it. Yes, it's a little hard.
Ball.
Knew as soon as he's hit it. And now just the safety.
Job break 4.
Doesn't get much better than that. Opening the reds. Playing a good safety. Joe Perry under pressure now. You could just see the edge of the reds. And what a good return.
Well, put it this way, if John Higgins says it's a good safety shot, then it's a good safety shot.
Foul.
No attempt at the pot, and he'll be delighted that that white's gone in the pocket. Could so easily have hit the angle and come back down the table. Towards the reds. Two reds he could take on, full of danger. You wouldn't expect him to take either of those reds on. Oh, what a nice little rub. And that will do nicely.
All gifts greatly received.
The red behind the black is probably the red he'll try to hit. Nicely judged. Well, this red on the side cushion, that's the one that will get him dead on the cushion behind the green, and that would be a good safety. Good speed.
Oh, he got it too thin.
And hasn't he been fortunate? Could have left the game on there. He needed to hide that red, Joe Perry. John Higgins can play this red and try and put that cue ball dead on the baulk cushion. That's the grip of John Higgins. Well, that's an excellent safety. trouble again here. The red above the pink. If he can catch that thin enough, let's have a look and see if he can see it. Don't think he can hit it thin enough. So, similar shot to what John just played a moment ago. And it's good to see the big breaks every now and then, but also good to see excellent safety.
Well, a safety exchange here. It's been a high quality one so far.
Yes, I think he can see this red to the right corner. Full of danger though. Looks like the cue ball's going into the reds. Managed to miss them. And he's going to be on the brown. Terrific pot.
Well, it was one of the things that was noticeable in Bulgaria. His long potting was excellent, and it's a sign of someone who's been putting the work in with that new cue, trying to get used to it. This time last season, Higgins didn't play in this tournament. He took the first few weeks of the season off, but it's the opposite strategy this year. So far it's working.
Perfect position. The red he played for, the one by the black spot. And that one shot has given him a great chance to win this frame.
6.
Yes, he looks very determined as well. He's, as I say, wasn't happy with how last season ended. He's not always been a great loser, Higgins.
13.
Been times where he's refused to do interviews and so on, but that's not uncommon for top players. Steve Davis, Stephen Hendry in the past have been reduced to, well, saying nothing at all in press conferences, despite many questions being asked of them. I famously once got one word out of Stephen Hendry when he lost a match at the Irish Open to Tony Drago 5-4. I said, "Stephen, you must be disappointed." And he fixed me with a stare and he said, "Shrewd." And that was his only comment in the press conference. I learnt my lesson.
32.
Left it to someone else next time.
Should have said please. The two reds behind the black have been causing him problems in this little mini break so far. He can't use the black cushion to be stunning the cue ball. He can only come this side of it, and there's not many reds that will go from that side. Ideally, he'd like to get that second red above the black into the right corner. That opens things up. And I'm pretty sure he played for the reds into the left corner. Maybe got a big bounce. But a good recovery.
30.
And he might just have the angle to move up towards that red I was talking about a moment ago. The second red above the black. That's the one. Has he come too far? He's got the red to the middle. If not,
The previous frame he potted a long red, made 97. In this frame he's potted a long red, he's in again. The orchestra strikes up once again. Another phone going off.
didn't affect him though.
44.
Although that cue ball has run a little further than he would have liked. Joe Perry just wondering if he's going to get back to the table. Well, because he potted the blue thin, he's lost the cue ball a little. Well, there was no guaranteed position. And can he see the green? He could just push the black towards the reds there, try and tie it up.
John Higgins, 50.
So 50 break. He's putting 42 points in front. Perry knows his safety has got to be good now, because Higgins looking really for one more chance to win this frame.
Yes, look, that's interesting. Coming off the side cushion to land up to the red. Doesn't want to disturb the two reds by the black. But a chance here to try and bring that black into play. A little thin. And that cue ball coming back down the table. And Joe Perry can get to this red, to the right corner. Wow. That's as far away as I've seen him miss a shot. He was nowhere near that one. It was never an easy shot, that's for sure, but you expected him to get a lot nearer than that.
He's already potted some good balls, Higgins, in this match.
Now there's another.
One.
Yes.
Sorry, David.
No, carry on.
That could be the one that he's looking for.
Yeah, I was going to say, it gets him in again. Already with a good lead in the frame. 43 points. The blue makes it 48. He's got those safe reds on the top cushion, which he won't need.
The red just below the pink, I think, will go.
6.
It's looking like that was a costly miss from Joe Perry. Just this red then.
13.
Could have done with being a little straighter on it. But you wouldn't expect him to miss it, knowing he only needs this.
14.
So there you see already 56 in front. The pink and Joe Perry will require 3 snookers. Played another good frame, Higgins, in all departments. Potting good, safety good. He made that 50 break as well. And as I say, Perry requires 3 snookers, otherwise it's going to be 3-1 to Higgins at the interval.
One.
Well, if this red goes, he's given himself half a chance. I'm afraid not.
Job ready. 8.
Still got the snooker though. Well, he'd like to have left this red behind the black spot. That was one guaranteed snooker. Had he got in with the other red. But still, while there's a red left on the table, there's still a chance of the free ball.
Job ready. 8.
Well, not quite a snooker, of course, leaving the red on, chance of a free ball. So it could in effect just be one snooker he needs.
Yes, well, when your opponent needs a snooker, always helps if you can try and snooker them. And that's a pretty good one.
Foul.
Oh dear, well, I think that could be that. He's already walking out. So John Higgins then has had the better of it in the early part of this quarter-final. He's looking very solid in all areas, is Higgins, and when they come back, he's going to need just 2 more frames to reach the semi-finals of the Wuxi Classic. So Perry to get us underway again here in frame 5. Just looking in the interval there at John Higgins' career record, his first ranking title was 19 years ago, 1994 Grand Prix. Obviously it's not a physical sport, so he can have certain longevity. Even so, to still be winning major titles 19 years on after your first is good going. Of course, Ronnie O'Sullivan won his first ranking event in 1993, so that's 20 years. They've still got to go some, though, to beat Raymond Ceulemans, the great carom billiards player. There were 38 years between him winning his first world title and his last.
Yes, and what a tough game that is. Carom billiards played on a table with no pockets. Very talented game. Just the right amount of side on the cue ball. And that's opened things up a little at the same time, getting a good safety. Lots of left-hand side on the cue ball to avoid the reds. But he did leave a chance at that red. Played it with a lot of right-hand side to avoid the cannon. And he can count himself a little unlucky it's not on a colour. But keeping the pressure well and truly on Joe Perry, playing the snooker.
Foul on the miss. John Higgins. 4.
Just a little shorter pace. No damage done. Just the cue ball going back again. And got to be careful with this shot, because if he misses the reds, the 2 reds just below the cluster there, they could be on to the right corner. Well, he came so close to the pink, I almost thought that he rubbed it, but the referee was right over the shot. Well, he had the right line, just not hard enough. So close. Don't think it's quite a snooker. But he could so easily have left that red onto the left corner. An intended kiss on the blue, but he's covered the red over the left corner. So a little fortunate there, Joe Perry. Tap on the table, because that was a very good safety shot where the balls were. Similar shot for Joe. Again, he had the right line, just not the right pace. Well, if he goes for this plant, there's lots of danger, lots of reds to avoid. And that's where Joe Perry intended to play the cue ball last time round. Again, this looks like trouble.
Yes, he's not had many clear-cut chances, has he, Perry? Invariably, when he comes to the table, he is in trouble.
Great pot. He was forced into taking that on. And could have finished kinda on a colour. The blue will pass the green, but difficult shot. Now just caught the angle, and there was a lot of pressure on that shot. Knew he was leaving reds if he missed it, and look where the black is. Pink's free. Dangerous times these now for Joe Perry. Oh, he's overdone it by some distance. That's amazing. He's trying to get the right side of the black so he could come back down to the reds, but overdid it. Well, the nerves beginning to affect both players.
John Higgins, 1.
Two very characteristic shots from John Higgins there. First he makes a mess of the position, and then the pot.
Well, I'm sure Joe Perry is as surprised as anyone, because of course he was originally missed the blue. He must have thought, oh, here goes another frame.
Well, a very risky plant, but what else has he got? The safety's difficult, and he could leave those two reds for John Higgins, so I think he's got to take this on. It's makeable. Can he see? Well, he can see the blue anyway. I was about to say, can he see the black?
Six.
Well, it looks as though he's covered these two reds over the left corner. Again, unfortunate. Oh, what a great pot that was. Deserves to be on the black. Would you believe it? It's all happening.
Now, this was just bizarre.
14.
Double kiss.
Well, he wasn't anywhere near that one, and it wasn't an easy shot.
Joe Perry, 14.
He could have done with that red going in, but
It's all got very nervy all of a sudden, hasn't it?
well, I fully expected him to take the red into the baulk corner, just drop it in, be on the yellow, and hardly any pressure attached to that shot. But the one that he chose, well, he had to get it, and it wasn't an easy shot. I don't think you can't expect John Higgins to make another mess of it as he did last time.
No, the difference, of course, between the two is that Higgins is 3-1 up. Perry was under big pressure in that visit. Important frame this.
9.
And Higgins has earned his chance to possibly make it 4-1.
Yeah, that's a good point, that, because the score does make a difference to the pressure.
16. 17. 24. 25.
Well, nothing safe. Can't see anything that could come to Joe Perry's rescue. He's just got to hope John misses. Maybe he gets a kick or something, because all the balls are there for the taking.
32.
Frustration multiplied by the fact that Higgins originally made a mess of his previous chance when he lost position, missed that blue. But Joe Perry, it was a nervy visit, or it looked it anyway.
49. Fine.
Didn't want the kiss on the pink there. I'll probably take the black. That gets him to the red just behind it. He's looking at the pink. Well, we've seen those stop out. It caught that far angle.
Well, what it all means is that this red, and its snooker's required. So he made good on this chance.
$61.
61 the break, 52 the lead, so Joe Perry needs 3 snookers. Otherwise it's 4-1 to Higgins.
Well, that should be the end. And yes, he concedes.
Yeah, trying to hold for the black. He's missed the red, and John Higgins firmly in control now, looking good to wrap up a semi-final place. He leads Joe Perry 4-1, so just one more frame and he will be through to the last 4. So John Higgins requires 1 frame to reach the semi-finals.
Oh, so close. Tough pot played with left-hand side on the cue ball. But nothing easy left for Joe Perry. He needs an easy chance, Joe. Extremely fine cut on the red. Didn't think it was cuttable. And a little unfortunate not to be on the green, to be able to come back down towards the red. The reds, and he hasn't got the snooker. Oh, has he? He has. Yes, it was always a little low there, and he's left an easy starter for Joe Perry. Just what he needed.
That's right, this is what he's not been getting. But obviously now he has got it, he's got to really try and put something together.
Wow. Six. Seven.
Again, he got a big kick there, but he got the shot he played. Open those two reds and stay on the black.
Team. Fifteen. Trent. 21. Eight.
"14 years since he really broke through by beating Steve Davis at the World Championship. He beat him 10-9 on the black in the first round, 1999. 2 years later, he reached a ranking final, the European Open in Malta. Since been a Crucible semi-finalist. And he's been in and out the top 16 on a few occasions as well. At the moment he's trying to get back in.
37.
The red at the back of the pack there may just go to the left corner. If not, then he's got the perfect angle to go into them.
.44. .45.
Well, he chose to go into them. He's got a red to the left middle. He could have played for the two loose reds and there would have been enough without going into that pack of reds. And now he's got to try and survive this leave that he's left Higgins. Oh, he's a little hard. I'm sure he played for the blue there, but he's on the black. Maybe you got a big bounce off the baulk cushion. Yeah, he's on the pink. And deserved to be on something easier than this awkward queuing. Red to the middle. And he misses it on the near angle. And as David said a few moments ago, it's just beginning to get a little nervy. It wasn't an easy shot, you've got to say. But you expected John Higgins to pot it. If the pink goes, he's okay. Well, the blue goes.
Well, relief for Perry that he's got this second bite at the cherry. Leads by 52. 67 on. So another red required.
7. Shot.
He wasn't sure, and neither was I. But it slipped into the pocket, and that should make this frame safe.
Trent. 48.
John Higgins still favoured, of course, because he's still a frame from victory, but Joe Perry looking for a way back into the match. Well, he's made a good start in this frame.
36.
By my calculation, he's looking to reach his first ranking event semi-final since that one at the Crucible that I mentioned. That was back in 2008. Lost out narrowly there at 17-15 to Ali Carter.
48.
Well, as I say, needed a couple of goes at it, but was grateful when John Higgins missed the red to this pocket, this left centre.
57. Free.
70 clearance from Joe Perry to take this sixth frame and keep the match alive. John Higgins still not there yet, still not in the semi-finals. He leads here at the Wuxi Classic, now by 4 frames to 2. So, Joe Perry has won the 6th frame. This is frame 7.
Well, if you could play the cue ball in terms of the green pocket, you should be able to cover that red near the balk line with the brown. I think he's just looked at that shot. Managed to cover the red.
ball.
Well, he could push the cue ball up the table, drop it on the top cushion, try and get in behind the yellow. As long as the cue ball's near the cushion, it'd make things difficult for Joe Perry. Has a chance at the red to the right middle, but a tough pot. Good pot.
1.
And he's on the black. Natural angle just to drop it in and finish on that red by the yellow. Again, didn't expect him to hit it so hard. Well, if the pink goes, that's a pretty good shot. If it doesn't, it was a big risk for nothing. Well played. Awkward cueing again.
15.
Yeah, it's awkward all round really. He's tied the black up. Pink's gone on the blue spot. Blue's next to it. And this is awkward with the spider.
He keeps knocking them in though.
Well, he's cueing well in general, isn't he? We know that because he just won a tournament. We saw it when he beat Deng.
Now, if he can get on this red to the middle in such a way as to develop the pink and blue.
Cut. One. Seven.
That's made the pink and blue awkward again.
$28.
Again, choice of shots he can play here. Could have played the yellow and gone into the cluster.
32。请大家检查自己手
Phone
机
went off
请加入静音，
again.
谢谢。
I think it's fair to say in China there's the same social embarrassment as there is in the UK. We have phones go off at UK tournaments, but people sort of scramble to turn them off, whereas here there's not quite as much scrambling. Oh dear.
Well, that's so unfortunate, but he did miss the pack of reds. Very unfortunate to knock the red in. Could have stayed over the pocket. He'd have still been in business.
Yeah, it was not nice that for Joe. Well, he's not got the cue ball back to the back cushion, but it's okay. But of course he did allow Perry a better chance at playing a good safety. Higgins just seems to have gone off the boil, and I thought when he was sat in his chair between frames he didn't look the best. Don't think it was necessarily to do with the amount of time Perry was taking. You never know, he might have a slight feeling of ill health come on or whatever. It can happen, and that can affect concentration.
Another half chance though for Joe Perry.
Yes, what I'm saying is Higgins has not been as clinical after the interval as he was before it, for whatever reason, and that gives Perry here a bit of hope, because he will have picked up on it.
Well, this will tie the black up again if he takes the black. Although it will suit Joe Perry to tie it up. Can win the frame off the pink. Didn't want the kiss. And this isn't going to finish too well.
7.
Surely he can't take this red onto the left corner. No, it was too risky, but he hasn't played a good safety. There was a lot of room for error there. If he's too hard, he's bouncing towards the two colours there. The only thing where he could make a mess of it is too soft. Caught it too thin. Oh dear, I think he got a kick and it threw it wide. So a great chance this for John Higgins.
Yes, this is where he needs to really knuckle down and concentrate. It is a great chance, he knows that. That may well focus the mind now. one last push to the semis.
Seven. Eight.
Well, can you believe it? He's found himself out of position.
13.
And that was so careless. There was a big margin of error there. Oh, what a recovery. What a great recovery shot. He's not on a colour, but
14.
it's going to be big trouble for Joe Perry. Just a little tickle up behind green.
John Higgins, 14. Bow and a miss. John Higgins, 4.
Yeah, tough shot he's attempting to play there. Coming off the 3 cushions, very difficult to judge.
Bow and a miss.
How close was that?
Got to be a miss, of course, because there's 4 reds there. He's playing to hit a particular one. So John Higgins is not going anywhere. He's having it put back again.
Bow and a miss. John Higgins, 4.
He's left the red on, but I don't think he'll be taking it. No guarantee of position.
Well, it's 3 points at the moment. It's 12 that he's got from this snooker.
Just a little harder. And it only has to be a little. Hasn't got the direction this time.
4.
You see, any harder than that, and he leaves the red on.
So it's going back for attempt number 5. And suddenly there's only 6 points in the frame.
Yes, he's hit it this time. Good job it wasn't a touching ball, otherwise he could have faced the same shot again. Good pot.
One.
Well, it's another terrific red from John Higgins.
Yes, and a little straight on the brown, so taking the yellow.
Three. Four.
So this pink puts him in front.
Ten.
All Perry can do is sit and hope that something goes wrong here for Higgins.
Well, just a little did go wrong there. He finished too straight on the red. Had to take the more difficult one. And again, it hasn't got close enough to this red. He's left himself slightly hampered over the black. Just adds to the difficulty of the shot. In actual fact, he can get to it.
18.
So blue puts him 17 in front. Yellow, green and brown for victory.
23. Fine.
As I said, it's not been quite as clinical since the interval as it was before, but overall Higgins is playing really well. Chasing down a 26th world ranking title. Looks like he's in the semi-finals. Nothing fancy there on the brown, just pot it. And it means that Joe Perry needs 2 snookers. Well, terrific blue. So that's the end.
37.
Joe Perry walking to shake hands. And it's John Higgins into the semi-finals. His fine start to the season continues. He won, of course, the European Tour event in Bulgaria a couple of weeks back. Joe Perry last weekend here in China won an Asian Tour title, but he won't be doing the double. He couldn't complete the recovery because it was 4-1. Higgins just went off the ball a little bit towards the end, but he got it back together for that break. He's won the match. John Higgins beats Joe Perry here in the Wuxi Classic quarterfinals by 5 frames to 2.